I'm here today with Joseph Opiyo. He's from Kisumu, Kenya. And Joseph is going to answer some questions today about some of the exciting things that he's been involved with over the years. So Joseph, will start out a little bit with part of your story. Tell us, maybe we'll start with how you got involved with helping children in the first place. Where did that come from?
Thank you so much. I did not intend to help children in my life, and I would say that it happened by an accident. When I was 18 years, I'd finished my high school, and my dad wanted me to become a teacher. When my dad wanted me to become a teacher, I was preparing to become a teacher. Then came two girls at my parents' place who were asking for food. I thought it would be a one-time thing. You give out food and forget about them. But they came the next day asking for food after giving them food for the first time. They came the previous day. In my family, we were about 10. Not everybody will be happy when you give out this food every day. So my dad was like, go and feed the kids out there. Why do you just want to feed the two kids and there are a lot of kids suffering? Because I don't want to bring trouble in my family, I told the girls, can you show me your place? And I will be giving you food once a week that would cater for the whole week. So we have small fish in Kenya. It's called omena. And corn flour.
Corn flour?
Corn flour.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that and give them food that will be enough for them for a week. Then I was really after taking these girls to an orphanage, and then I forget about them. So I was pursuing to take them to an orphanage. I went to a professor friend of mine because the professor as a title is a very big title in Kenya. So I went to professor, can you help me take the girls to an orphanage, because if you hold their hands, they'll listen to you. So the professor told me, Joseph, go to internet and Google organizations willing to support children in Africa. So I exactly went to internet and I found like 1.5 million organizations willing to support children in Africa. I was so excited because I did not know how to go about it. So what I did was to click on their website, copy their email and paste in one. So I was pasting a lot of contacts. I did it for 1.5 months, 2 months, and I had so many contacts. So I wrote a small letter describing the two girls. It was very, very sad letter, so that I break the people who I was writing the letter to support the kids. So the next week I was copying, pasting and sending, copying, pasting and sending. I was sending like 100 requests every day. To my surprise, I was so much demoralized because I found a lot of failure deliveries. I found a lot of auto-response. I find a lot of negative, like we are not working in Africa, we are not working in Kenya this time. So I did it for some quite 1 month, 2 months. As I was almost losing hope, I found an organization in the UK called Hope for Children UK. Hope for Children UK asked for my number. I had not had my own phone. I thought it was wise to buy a SIM card and borrow somebody's phone. So I bought a SIM card, borrowed somebody's phone, and I was waiting for the phone call. In an hour or two, I got a very sharp accent from the UK asking about the girls. I tried to explain how the girls, the situation of the girls. So they told me, okay, we are going to send you £500 that is going to help you cater for the girls. Within a short time, they sent an email on the details how they've sent me the money on Western Union. So I went home with the email printed and told my dad, look, I have these organizations that are going to support the kids. My dad looked at me and told me nobody controls internet. So this thing disturbed me the whole of the night. We have an African time. An African time, you're either very late or very early. So this time I was very, very early. I went to the bank at 7, the bank's open at 9. So I was standing there, an 18-and-a-half-year-old boy waiting for the banks to open. When the bank opened at 9, I got into the bank, handed over my email, the teller punched into the computer and gave me 80,000 shillings. I was like, yes, I'm now sure I am not going to become a teacher. So I walked into my dad's home and I told my dad, look here, I'm not going to become a teacher. I have 80,000 shillings that I'm going to use to help the girls. My dad told me, so long as you're living under my roof, you have to become a teacher. You know, the time for becoming a teacher is passing by. I have the money. I'm helping the two girls. I bought them, I paid for them lunch for one year. I bought them school uniform. I bought them books. I bought them bags. I bought them shoes. And I still had so much money left in my hand. As I was helping the two girls, the people in the community were seeing me helping the two girls. So I decided to take another 8 children in the community because I have the money and the 2 girls are already catered for. So this, I made them 10 and I budgeted with all this money and the money was over. The time for becoming a teacher has passed. The money is no more. So what I planned is like, I write a nice report to the organization that supported me. So I wrote like, oh, thank you so much. And the money really helped us here in Kenya. I supported the 2 girls and I had so much money left. I supported, now we have 10 kids. And I sent the email. When they reached the other reception, they told me, Joseph, you have already dug 8 more holes. We are only supporting 2 girls. And right now you have 10. We are not going to get involved into the other kids. So I had no money. The time for becoming a teacher has ended and 10 kids are looking after me and saying that you are our last resort. So I regretted that. I wish I was a teacher, but right now I don't regret. So that's how the whole project started. To add on top of that, in my community, I happen to live in the rich people's place. We have a straight line. The line simply differentiates. The rich stays on this side, and the poor stays on the other side. The line simply is a tarmac road, very straight. And if you can stand under the line, you'll see the wall fence on the rich people place, and you'll see a lot of shanties in the poor people place. But I happen to stay on the rich sides.
So tell us about, so you say shanties, would we say slums maybe?
Yeah, what you say slums, yeah. You call them ghettos.
Ghettos.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the living conditions there. And you said these girls, you help them with school uniforms. Are there schools in the ghettos where the children can go?
Yeah, we have schools in the ghettos where the children can go. And to my surprise, the Kenyan government says that there's free education, and it's not free as such. We still see kids paying tuition fee. The kids have to have uniform. The kids have to pay for their meals. The kids have to have shoes. The kids have to have books. And it is not free as such. There's a school they go to, and the school is very expensive for poor children or for orphans who do not have somebody to take care of them. Or you are an orphan. We have a very good system of orphans in Kenya, where if you lose your parents, the kids, whether 3 or 4, are taken in the care of the sister, either of the father or the sister of the mother. So the sister of the mother has got 3 other kids of her own. She's not employed, or she's living on a hand to mouth. She's living below $1. She's not employed. She now has 7 kids she's taking care of. So she cannot take care of the other 4. So this is why we come in. We try to help support the kids into their homestead, so they can also have something. They can also have a chance to go to school.
So the aunt that takes in the children of her deceased sister or brother,
Yes.
She's already got her own children. And what kind of an atmosphere, environment are they living in? How many people? Is it a one-room kind of a
Yeah, it's
situation?
some places you have about a room without no electricity. You have a room without no running water, without a toilet. You can get about 7 to 10 people living in it. There's a mat, they put it on the ground, and they sleep in lines. Yeah.
Very, very poor.
Very poor,
desperate
yes.
situations.
Yes.
What do they eat?
In my situation, like the kids eat in the school, I have a very good system that I provide the kids in the school. But into their situation is may the best man wins. For instance, the aunt will prepare ugali. That's a maize flour. It looks like a cake. And then she may have some sukuma wiki. Sukuma wiki is like greens. It's like you call them here spinach. It's like spinach.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen some. You call them kales here. So what happens is that there's one junk of ugali and some bowl of sukuma wiki. So you're about 10 kids. You round this like that, and it's like somebody's blowing a whistle. You pray together, and if you say amen, everybody starts eating. So the best person, the strong person really get it all. So that's how it happens.
So you knew that these children needed a school that they could go to where they would have uniforms, that they would have things that we take for granted, probably here in the
Yes,
U.S.
yeah.
So you started a school how long ago, and was that the elementary school first, and then you added on a secondary school? How did that work?
So I had to think of a lot of tricks. I looked for an old building to rent. I found the old building. It has stayed there for like 2 years. I went and talked to the owner. Like, excuse me, can we use your building? We want to start a school. Yes, you can use my building, but you'll pay me 25,000 shillings a month. When I did my calculations, I said, okay, it's not bad. So how do we do it? Then I went and did my calculation. We have 50 kids that we are sponsoring. Even though some are in other schools, we can bring like 20 here. I did that my calculation. I did an advertisement. I started the school St. Joseph. That means that I'm the only living saint.
St. Joseph,
Yes.
very good.
So now we brought in some kids who can pay a little fee. We brought in some kids who can pay more fee, and the school grew. And now we have 110 kids that are learning for free, and the other ones are paying school fee.
Wow. And that's, what ages do you serve with St. Joseph's
With
School?
St. Joseph will be between 13 years to 16 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's
So the preschool, when I traveled to Sweden, I got a small donation to buy a piece of land. I bought an old building, and we started a preschool. The preschool is 100% charity, where we cater for the kids' uniform, we cater for the kids' food. That is 1 meal a day, and we cater for the kids' books, and we pay for the teachers. The spark at Tip Top Community School is we have a small internet cafe, which is a container. We bring computers from America. If I come to America, I find old computers. I carry 2 or 3, take them to Kenya, clean them up, and put them in the internet cafe. We charge 50 cents, a half of the price that is being charged. So we get a lot of customers because we're charging low. So the money we use, we help pay our teachers. We have got sponsors that would want to give a one-time donation. So when we get the sponsor that gives a one-time donation, we buy a tuk-tuk. Tuk-tuk is originated from India.
Okay.
It is a taxi with 3 wheels.
Ah,
So we buy a tuk-tuk, and this tuk-tuk will generate money to support teachers at St. Joseph, to support teachers at Tip Top, and to sponsor a child.
okay.
So we are
Tip Top is
the name of the preschool.
the preschool?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I read about the internet cafe, and so you have satellite somehow.
Yes.
And you had some computers donated from Volvo?
Yeah, we had some computers donated from Volvo.
Okay.
I went and did a presentation in Volvo. It's not the company that donated computers. It is the workers of Volvo
Oh,
that
the
donated
workers.
computers. So I
Okay.
just wanted to put it in as a big aspect. That is, I got the computers from Volvo.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Wow. And just to remind myself and anybody who watches this, how old are you right now?
I'm 34 years.
You're 34 years old.
Yes.
So, but at the time that you started all this, you were 18.
I was 18.
You have not ever become an actual teacher, but you're 100 times more than probably what most
that's-
teachers are doing
that's what I say
in
now.
Kenya.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Now, I know that you met up with a gentleman by the name of Mark Liu
Yeah.
from Naperville, and he was in Kenya with Engineers Without Borders. Is that correct?
Yeah, Mark Liu came as a student with a project called Engineers Without Borders, and they were working out of Kisumu with this kind of project. How I came to meet Mark was about 2 street boys who went to Mark and wanted Mark to support them. And the street boy told Mark that whoever can help us is Joseph.
Ah, okay.
So if you have some money, you can give it to Joseph. So this is how I came to know Mark. And then I got involved into the student project.
And how long ago was that?
It's about 6 years, 5.5 years ago.
Okay. And so then he incorporated our pioneers to help get sponsors for the children? Is that how it?
Yeah, he has
Short
come
story?
3 times to Kenya. He has seen how he struggled. He has seen how sometimes he stayed at my place in the slums. He has seen how many people knock the gate to want support. And he has had this big heart that how can we really support your project? So he came back and he thought it wise to start a foundation called Our Pioneers. So Our Pioneers right now in the United States directly support Friendspreneur in Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's been a great partnership for you. Meeting him was big for you.
It was eye-opening for us.
Mhm.
Yes.
Very good. So if somebody wanted to get involved with helping you and the children, how would they do that? What do you tell people to do?
I have 3 aspects of ideas. This is my second week in America, and I've really learned a lot. I have 3 aspects of ideas. Somebody can donate their time to support our pioneer in the United States.
Okay.
This is telling somebody about our pioneer and trying to market our pioneer in the United States. We have an idea of somebody can come to Kenya to volunteer. This one is a very big spark. If you come and live in the slum and you see how people work and you see how the children get supported, then you're going to have a spark in your heart to try and get involved. And we have donations. If you want to support a child, it costs $325 to support a child. This one goes to the food, 1 meal a day. At St. Joseph, you're going to be lucky to have porridge in the morning, and you're going to be lucky to have lunch. So you're going to have food, you're going to have books, you're going to have uniform, you're going to have school fee, you're going to have stationery with $320 a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I understand that Our Pioneers is funded solely through volunteering. Is that correct?
Yeah, our finance fund is right now it's funded solely through volunteering.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of times when you make a donation to another organization, there are a lot of fees that go to salaries and other things like that, but not so with Our Pioneers, because $325 is not even $1 a day to support a child. So
What I like with our aspect is I would say we are better off than other big organization because it's simply from the right hand to the left hand because we have not created anything in between, but we are growing. We are growing in Kenya. We will be growing here. In Kenya, we'll need to get professionals because we need to employ a professional to work exactly on our ideas. We need to get a professional to get in touch with the sponsors. You cannot just want to drop up your money without knowing where your money goes. You cannot drop up your money without getting a thank you letter from the kid you're supporting. You cannot drop up your money without a volunteering. Coming up with a volunteer to come and either visit your sponsored child or something like that. So we want to get one person who is very much professional to help us into the management of the kids.
okay.
Yeah, and the link between the sponsor and the kids.
And I understand that you're married and you have a daughter,
Yes, I'm married and I have a 3-year-old
a
daughter.
3-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And you grew up on the rich side of
place,
town.
Yes,
But you live with your family now in the slum.
in the slum. I'm so happy in the slum more than in the suburb, in the rich people's place. Because in the slum you see a lot of things, interact, you talk to people. If I walk with you into the slum, it's about from my house to the main road, it's about 10 minutes walk. But if I walk with you, it will be like an hour walk. Because I really want to get involved, I want to see what people do, I want to see what's the problem, I want to try to solve problems. So I really like the slum because right now everybody knows me in the slum. I really like the slum because I don't want to be in a wall. I don't want to, it's like being in your own prison. Honestly, it's generally a house and a wall with electric fence. It's not okay.
Yeah.
For me, I feel that is like you are very, very lonely. But in the slum, you see, you meet everybody, you shake hands, you want to see the real life. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people ask you, you could be living a much different life,
True.
but why? Why did you want to help these 2 girls in the first place, and why do you continue to do it all these years later?
If you understand a problem and you can see a solution and you don't take action, I doubt that you can sleep peacefully.